When I came on the show and people were like, a few acquaintances were like, oh my God, you're gonna be on a show with Zahara Toto. Because in Uganda, she has like this perception, she has this reputation of very fiery and very dead. But let me tell you, it made me realize maybe I am very daring because we're like oil and water, but we have a love and hate relationship. She's very fiery. I'm a bit fiery. She has no limits. I think I have limits. And then sometimes I don't. So I don't know. Life is for the exciting. Life is for living. Yeah. And here I am on a show, Zahara Toto, who one day is abusing me, next day she likes me, next day. But at the end of the day I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Boy, let's talk to them. Let's talk chicka. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to them. Let's talk chicka. Let's talk to them. Yeah, I'm from a beautiful place, the Pearl of Africa. Hailing with a 256, it's in my blood. That's a gem where the mountains rise, with stories untold. The tapestry of cultures unfolding, so vibrant and bold. A symphony of stars, a celestial light. The drums beating, echoing through the night, just like a beacon of light. A reflection that's coming up from the Nile. I'm flowing straight into the heart of Africa with timeless stories untold. What's up, dog?
Elevate your podcast game today. Are you looking for a perfect place to record your podcast in Kampala? Look no further. Danceoff Studios, located at Ivory Plaza on Wilson Street, Level 3, Room 4, is a perfect place for you. Danceoff Studios has professional recording equipment, comfortable and creative environment, expert for all your podcast needs. Book your session today. Find them on all social media platforms or reach out to them directly to secure your spot. Let them make your podcast dream a reality. Danceoff Studios, where stories come to life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's take it away.
You're the third person who counted to 7. That's crazy. I like it.
7 is the number of completion.
Yeah.
I'm Seventh-day Adventist, so obviously I believe that.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I knew that from listening from your other episode. Anyway, for the listeners, welcome back to the show. My guest today is someone who brings elegance, hustle, and a bit of spice to everything she touches. From the UK to Uganda, she has built a name for herself as a businesswoman, a reality TV star, and an all-around force. You might know her from Kampala Cream or from the ventures like Boujee and Sage Farms. I'm talking about the one and only Mommy Deb. Debbie, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Just an absolute pleasure to be here.
Ever since Joey told me like you're gonna be on the podcast, I couldn't wait to have a conversation with you. I've definitely seen you on social media, on Kampala Cream and the stuff you do in Kampala. And today we're gonna have a conversation about your life, everything you do for those people who don't know you. But the part where I want to start with is the name, Mommy Deb. What do you want me to call you throughout this conversation? Deb? Mom, because I don't know if I should call Mommy Deb. I want a short form. Should I call you Debbie? Debs? Deb? What do you want me to call you?
Deb is fine.
Deb
the thing is, I feel like Deb is when it's personal. Like It has to be really personal. Debbie is very casual. Is I'm used to people that, I don't know very well, but, it's casual. They call me Debbie. And Deborah is when I'm in trouble or very serious.
So your whole name, Deborah.
You say Deborah, yeah.
Tell us how you got the name Mommy Deb.
Mommy Deb. Mommy Deb is not as serious as people think. I didn't put that much effort into it. It was actually given to me at the kids at church. Like I used to look after I used to babysit.
Okay.
I'm very great with children. So I used to babysit back in the UK. When every time I had finished school, I had an aunt. Actually, there's a gentleman I was babysitting for. He had 5 children. So I was babysitting for him. And then at church, I used to babysit for everyone. And everyone would be like, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. So Mommy became Mommy, and then the adults are like, Mommy Deb. So it just kind of caught on. Like everyone was like, Mommy Deb, because I'm everyone's mommy.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I like to mother everyone. It's just because I used to love kids. I still do. I've always wanted like a lot of children. I've always wanted at least 12 children.
Yeah.
If my body could allow it. But then after I had one, I realized it's not a walk in the park.
So you only have one?
I have one biological, but I have two.
Okay.
And I want more. Yeah, I do want more.
You should make more. I usually tell people you should. My goal. I love soccer. I love football. So I tell people we should make a soccer team or like a football team.
Exactly. I wanted a whole football team. I did. I really did.
So on the podcast, usually I start with a segment called This or That, but I switch it up for yours.
This or that. Ooh, let's switch it up then.
So we're gonna start with rapid fire. But rapid fire, usually I do it, and people gives me the first answer they think of. But for you, I'm going to switch it up again because I want to switch up some stuff.
Why are you switching it up a lot for me?
I think it depends on the person you're hosting. Like when somebody you're hosting, I would want more of your answers than the one answer that I get. So for you, that's why I switched it up. I was like, these answers will be crazier for this person. And then this person will just give me a one answer. It's not that scary.
Okay.
What's one thing in your handbag you never leave the house without?
I never leave the house without my phone. Yeah, because I make money on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a content creator. So
Okay.
yeah.
No makeup. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I said one. So
My
let's
makeup's done before I leave the house.
Okay.
So yeah.
What the other thing do you have in your okay, your phone? What else? If I told you two.
Two things apart from my phone. My car keys.
Your car keys, okay.
So I literally say to myself, if I leave the house, I'm like, phone, keys, wallet.
Yeah.
Phone, keys, wallet. Phone, keys, wallet. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm not as girly as I look.
Yeah. Yeah, the answers were surprising. I was like, because one person I asked said
phone, keys, wallet.
my lip gloss. One person said I would never leave my house with my lip gloss. Yeah.
So I'm actually super organized. So there's certain things that have to, like I have a team. So I have 2 PAs and they always make sure those things are always in my car.
Yeah.
So I always have lip gloss in my car. I always have deodorant in my car. I always have a perfume in my car. I always have sunscreen in my car. I always have sunscreen. I always have mosquito repellent in my car. I always have wipes. I always have tissue. I always have a hat, an umbrella.
Yeah.
So there's like things. So my emergent things are always in the car anyway. So even if I switch cars, they always have to switch it over. Yeah. And then in my handbag, I have just what I need.
Who is one person you would love to have dinner with, dead or alive?
Dinner. I would love to have dinner with Michelle Obama.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be dope. That would be
Yeah.
dope.
She seems like a very wise woman, business-minded. She's a great wife. She's a great leader. She's what I want. Like, I don't have a lot of role models because I don't believe in making people role models, but she's someone I would want to learn a thing or two from.
When I hear her speak, like I would want her to be the president of the US at some point. Like I want her to be the president. I really
Not
do.
the president. Are they ready for a female black president?
I think next year they're ready. I was ready for Kamala. Oh, sure. For all our listeners, yeah, I don't want to tell people I voted for Kamala.
It's
But
never too late.
what's your guilty pleasure TV show besides Kampala Cream?
Oh my God, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Actually,
Yeah.
I can't decide. Okay, Married to Medicine. I don't know if anyone's into Married to Medicine. People underrate Married to Medicine, but to me, that's raw reality TV. I think people don't realize how juicy that show is. There's a couple that got divorced on the show, and then they brought his new wife. So the ex-wife was still on the show. They brought her husband and his new wife on the show to film on the same plot. Like, it's messy.
God.
Like, they take it too far. And then this year, I think she kind of swallowed it. And then this year they brought look at me getting into it. That's how much I love it. And then this year she brought a boyfriend on the show. It was so messy. Like, people don't realize how real reality show is until you're in it and you're like, yo. It's intense.
I'm gonna ask you your take because we're gonna talk about Kampala Cream and I'm gonna get to know more about the reality show.
No worries.
But I watched which is this show? African Rich and Famous? Is it called African Rich and Famous?
Oh yeah, famous, young, famous and African. Young, famous and African, yeah.
Do you ever want to go to that one too?
Not really, It's not my cup of tea. Don't get me wrong, I would love to be I would love to grow. But if I think of growth, I don't think that's the show I would want to do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't give me real friendships. It just gives me like their people that they've put together. And I don't know, honestly. Yeah, because I think I'll be lonely on that show. I feel like I've been so lonely because I'm such a lover. I love to invest in like friendships, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to film something that, I don't know. I would love something Ugandan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or maybe I would do a ultimate girls trip where they bring all the housewives, all the different reality shows around Africa, and they do one big trip and then get all the women. That's how we'd do. Yeah.
That would be dope.
That's how we'd do. Where they pick people from different countries. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I manifest that. Yeah.
If you weren't doing what you're doing right now, what would you be doing? And I know you do a lot. So like, let's pick from reality TV, from your Boujee, and then your farm.
Content creation.
If none of that, if you're not doing that, what else would you do?
I'll be a mother of 12 children because I would have so much time on my hands.
Yeah.
I'll be a mother of 12, yeah. Because obviously I think because I'm so busy, I don't get to be as, But I think if I wasn't so busy, the best job is being a mom. I love being a mom. I adore, to me, it's the one thing that brings me peace. A child, I've not got to a point where a child can stress me. I just love children so much, honestly, whether they're mine, not mine.
Yeah.
That's what I want, more and more. Yeah. But I don't want to stop working. I also enjoy working. I love making money, my own money. It feels good.
It really does feel good to make your own money. I've been telling people, even if you're a girl or a guy, it's always good to make your own money because then you're not controlled by something. If you're not having your own money, you can do whatever you want when you have your own money too.
It's not even that. I'm a sort of person where my husband is very supportive, but I feel like I just like working. I naturally hate begging and I don't know how to ask. I like wanting something and I know I can just work and get it, So I'm not built to, ask, or I think that's why what we have works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows I'm not saying I don't need to work, but I don't need to work as people always say, why do you work so hard? I was like, because I want to feel like there's nothing I can't afford. Like if I want it, I can get it. I don't have to have that mentality of I can go to my husband and he'll give it to me. I want to feel like if I want it, I can go and get it. If my son wants it, if my daughter wants it, I don't have to go to daddy all the time.
And that's the mentality, yeah. When I was talking to Sabrina, I was just saying that at 10, 100, let's say a person looking for somebody to give them 100 shillings, no, not 100,000 to go do your nails or something. That's something I want to do my nails. I'll just go do my nails. I don't have to ask somebody for that. Small things like that, it's something you can do.
No, don't get me wrong. My husband does provide for everything I need. Literally hair, makeup, nails, wardrobe, everything. I have a monthly allowance that covers everything and more. But I think because I am a Ugandan and I'm raised in a way that as a child from a home, you have to look after people around you.
Yeah.
So Michael's not from that culture. So Michael's coming from a culture where everyone is responsible for themselves. And I'm from a culture where if someone dies, I have to give something. If someone's in hospital, I have to contribute something. If I have someone that's struggling, I want to help out. So instead of having such awkward conversations that, oh, this or that, I can afford to help anyone I need from my own pocket. So I think I work for others, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So he always wonders that, what do you do with your money? I'm like, don't worry. But everyone around me is quite comfortable because, you know, and he doesn't see me coming to him for money about anything, about anyone around me, but everyone that needs to be taken care of is taken care of. So yeah.
That answers my question, because I was going to say, when we're all explaining like your husband takes care of you, I was going to say, now what does your money do? But you broke it down for you and you saved me asking that question.
No, by the way, I don't even love to say this out loud, but we sit with my peer at the end of the month and she sees how much I spend like on others. And she's like, you spend more on others more than like yourself and stuff like that. And it brings me joy. I won't lie. It brings me joy, like looking after people. So my money is for others.
That's good that you're also like a selfless person. Like you care about other people first and you help like anybody who needs help.
Not really. I'm not as selfish. I'm not as selfless as people think.
Okay.
I feel like if someone's good to me, I want to be good to you 10 times more.
Right.
So I wouldn't I'm not those people that go out of their way to just help people I don't know. If I know someone and they need help, I'll be there. But it can't be just anyone I don't know. Like, you know, I'm not Jesus. I tried. I'm not, you know. Jesus. It's people I know. It's people I know. Like, okay. You know. Yeah. So
I'm
not Captain Saver.
What would you do, like, when you're driving down the road and there's like a homeless person on the street asking for money? Do you stop and give them money?
I would give them water. Like, I'll give them a bottle of water because I used to give them money until someone told me that, or they're usually sent by someone to, in the past, I would literally be like, here, take it all. And then I was told that, no, it's actually encourages them to stay on the street regardless of.
That is true.
Yeah. So it makes you sad. I think if I was so wealthy, the one thing I would change is I would definitely have a home for every child. Like, I don't think children should be on the street ever.
That's true.
Ever. Nothing breaks my heart like seeing a child, like a newborn baby on the street. Like, no. That's the only thing I'm like, if I had deep pockets, I would speak to who I need to speak to and get all the kids off the street. Yeah. I'd have like a system.
And this is why I twisted my rapid fire, because usually when I do rapid fire, we only get the surface answer of the question. So that was the point behind me.
You knew I had a mom.
Yeah. So I guess that's to number 5. One word your friend
We're still in the rapid fire.
We're still in the rapid fire. Yeah. One word your friends would use to describe you.
Happy. I'm always happy.
Yeah.
I'm always happy. Like, yeah. It takes a lot to take. Actually, yeah, I'm always happy. I think so. Yeah. I've been moody lately, but I would like to think I'm happy.
Okay. It's good to be happy. I think my friends would say I'm a happy person. I'm always happy. I'm always around happy people. I hate being sad.
And I hate being around sad people as well. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it drains you. It drains you. Like, even when you're a happy person and you're just around a sad person, it kind of drains
takes your energy, right? Yeah.
I agree with that. Now we're out of the rapid fire. So now we get into the other segment of this, where we're going to walk through your journey, what you've done. And on here, we'll start from the top. Were you raised in the UK, or were you raised in Uganda and you moved to the UK?
So I was born in Uganda and I stayed in Uganda till I was 9 years old. And then I went to the UK. And then I studied but I've always come back to Uganda once a year. It's so rare to find a year in my life I didn't come to Uganda, at least for 2 weeks. I always came to Uganda. I always visited. My whole life I've visited Uganda. And I always knew I would move back one day.
Oh, really? Well, how was your life like growing up in the UK and knowing like you were Ugandan, but you spent most of your time there?
So my life in the UK it's always been good. I have very, very, very religious parents. Like my mother and my father are very strong in the church. So I grew up in the church. There's actually an Adventist there's a Ugandan Adventist church
In the UK.
that we were going to. Yeah. So
Wow.
obviously on Sabbath, on Saturday, you get to speak Luganda. You're around people. They bring Ugandan food. You come together. So however much the week was about school and college and whatever, when it comes to Sabbath, it used to be about the Ugandan church.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Like I think I've had a great childhood. I can't complain about my childhood. And my dad has spoiled, out of all my siblings, I can't even lie. I felt like I was the one that he spoiled.
Were you the last born?
No, I'm my father's firstborn. And my mom says we were so close and he would give me everything I wanted, So every time, like even growing up, I remember my first school trip, we went camping deep in the countryside and in the UK. And I just remember having so much money that I couldn't even count. Like my dad always made sure he was like, you're camping, you're going to be on your own, make sure you have everything you need to eat and everything. Like he always made sure I had everything I needed. So, and then even my birthdays were always a big deal compared to all my other siblings. And I think that's why I make birthdays such a big deal.
Yeah.
So my dad always made my birthdays such a big deal. Like my 16th, he booked 2 hotel rooms in Mayfair for me and my friends to party all night.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the friends called my dad in the middle of the night and said we went out. Can you imagine?
That's a stitch. You never invited
Yeah,
them again.
on my own birthday, she
I
called
know,
my
right?
dad and said we've gone out. I'll never forgive her.
I want to run back a little bit. You talked about camping. Now, this is the camping where you go
Yeah.
out like on a campsite with a tent, with kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was like a Girl Guides thing. Yeah, it was so amazing. Like you do different activities, you do horse riding, you do they teach you how to make a fire, like all sorts. It was really, really good.
I love camping too. Like I go out camping with my friends and buddies. We just do different activities. One time I was telling my aunt, she's in America too. I told her, hey, would you want to go camping with us one time? She's like, Bunny, I spent nights and nights outside. You can't tell me to go sleep
Face.
outside for fun. I was like, it's fun. She doesn't want to.
Do you know, I love camping so much. I would actually wish for my children to try it. I enjoyed my childhood. Like I really did. I really did. I would do camping as an adult.
Yeah.
Just having got the chance to do it.
So after you had left Uganda, I know you said you'd be coming back every year. What's the one thing you noticed that was impression when you came back to Uganda, like after you had left? And I know you were very young, but the moment when you could tell, okay, this is different. What's the one thing you noticed different from your life in the UK and when you came back to Uganda?
When I was in Uganda, I would enjoy the food more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's because I was young. I don't know. Because I think when I would come back to Uganda, I'd just be going to the restaurants. When I would be in the UK, I'm with my mom's food. Oh my God, that means I'm not saying anything about my mom's food. But my mom's vegan. Keep in mind, my mom's vegan. She's quite strict. But this is when we were younger. I just remember I used to come back and I'd be like, oh my God, the beignet were here.
Mm-hmm.
So good. And food, so much fresh. It's so much, everything's just 10 times fresh, fresher. And then the food,
Your
yes.
food was good.
Because obviously oh my God, the chicken, the meat. It's it died that day. In the UK, it's been dead for 2
I know.
years.
Something in the US too. When I come back to Uganda, I'm like,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
good food.
The food, the
food.
barbecue, the muchomo, it's just on another level.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. When you started in the UK and trying to come back to Uganda, did you always know or imagine yourself building something here in Uganda? I know you mentioned you always wanted to come back, or was it one of those unexpected things when you moved back and then started a business in Uganda?
It was a switch. It was literally, I used to have holidays where I'd come with a lot of money. And back then, a lot of money was maybe let's say £600.
Yeah.
But as a teen, because this is, let's say 16, 17, 18, 19, like 600 pounds is a lot of money. So I'll come back and that's for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, I have 600 pounds. I'm like, I can do this, you know, you have to include a driver and then eating out. And when I eat out, when you come from the UK and you're coming to Uganda, you take the whole, like your cousins,
your friends,
their friends. I don't know if you guys do that.
I do.
But when
that
I used
still.
to come, like you take your cousins, their friends, and then everyone brings a girlfriend and a boyfriend. I used to go out, and those days it used to be Garden City, the food court.
Yeah.
And people would see me from a distance. They follow you. I think they do this with everyone. They follow you with the menus. And then you pay for everyone. You feel like a baller.
Yeah, that's always how it is. It's always exciting.
It used to be crazy. But I used to waste a lot of money. The whole point I'm trying to say is that I used to waste a lot of money up until I started university back in the UK. So when I started university and I'm doing my business with law, and then I got into like decorating. So I started decorating weddings. That was my first company. I started a company called Golden Events in the UK. And then all the money I used to make from the decorating, I'll buy decorations in the UK. And then one of the holidays I came to Uganda, instead of wasting money, I think someone made me a gomesi. And I was like, can you make a tablecloth? And they're like, yeah. How much? And it cost pennies, yet how much I was spending on like tablecloths when I'm doing events. So a light bulb went on. I'm like, this money that I've been wasting feeding people I'll never see again, I can spend on making tablecloths. So that's the first trip I actually started thinking, like, instead of wasting money feeding people, you go out, they eat, and then they're like, same time tomorrow? Where should we find you tomorrow? I was like, instead of wasting money, put money in my business. So every time I'll come to Uganda, I'll, think of business ideas. Like I was like, Uganda is so much cheaper in so many ways. So when I'll come to Uganda, I'll make stuff for my decorating company, like tablecloths. I started looking around for chair covers, how much it costs. These sachets, I made them here. Like all these things, I was like, So Uganda became like a way of, and then people started liking my style, my taste. You go to a salon to do your hair, someone's like, oh my God, I love your shades. And you're like, next time I'll come back with some nice shades for selling. And then people love your jewelry and you're like, I can get you really nice jewelry at this price. And people are like, I'll pay double, So slowly I started using my trips to try see the gap in the market, to understand what is actually, because people in Uganda love nice things. They have nice such great taste.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they have such great taste. So I was like, that's how I got my business mind on.
Is that where the idea of the bougie, your company Boujee came from?
Boujee came later. No, my plan A to move to Uganda was actually farming. When I did tell my dad that I want to live in Uganda, I want to move to Uganda, at first they thought I'm crazy. They was like, Debbie, you can't live in Uganda. First of all, you love traveling. I was like, I can still travel. I can still do all those things, but I want to live in Uganda. And then he sat me down and said, if you want to live in Uganda, you're going to have to find a way. Actually, he was like, because you like nice things, you're going to have to find something that will pay you as good as what you've been earning in the UK. So he was like, and the only thing you can have such a salary is if you're doing farming. So we sat down, did a plan of how much it will cost me. And then I started saving and he built the farmhouses for me. I would give him the money and he'll build the farmhouses for me. And then we bought the birds, bought the feeds, and then that's how farming started. So I moved to Uganda ready to be a farmer. And then when I was in Uganda and I had a whole team helping me with farming, I don't like being idle. So when I still had so much time on my hands, I was walking around in Cementi and I saw that they had spaces that were free. I was like, I could actually have a store here.
Right.
And then, so I started, actually I had a best friend who's in the UK. My best friend at the time, we were like, let's do a store, because she had come to Uganda with me that time. So she was like, let's do a store. And I was like, let's do it. And we came up with the idea. I was like, we'll go to Paris and we'll be shopping. We'll try to find things that are not easily accessed by Ugandans. Because every Ugandan can go to China. Every Ugandan easily can go to Turkey. But I was like, I want things that are so not easy to find, like nice fur in Paris. It's a rare thing, you know? So we started the idea together. But the reason we grew apart business-wise is because I was thinking big. I was like, yeah. And she was thinking, let's just put in small. And I don't do nothing small.
Yeah, you don't
like I'm a go big or go home kind of girl.
Exactly.
So she was like, I don't think I'm going to go ahead. So I gave her the money she had put in, which was not much because it was just the deposit to secure the store. And then I carried on my own and here we are.
Really great. That's really great. And I like your mindset of like business. And I think now on your resume, we can add farmer on there. Miss Debbie, a farmer. Business woman. It's really good. It's really good to have that.
No, I love working.
Yeah. I can tell from the conversation we've had so far, like you're really hardworking. And this is what people don't know. Like people will see you on social media on something like, oh my gosh, you got it easy. But then they don't know the behind the scenes of what your life is like amount of time of hard work that you do. But running a luxury brand and managing a farm feels like two opposite things of this ends of spectrum, like they're different. How do you juggle both of them?
Can I tell you why they're not opposite?
Tell me.
For as long as there's money, it's one thing. For as long as you can break even and you can make money, there's no job I look down on. For as long as I have my integrity, for as long as I respect myself and what I'm doing, there's none is legal. For as long as it's legal, I have my integrity, respect, self-respect. There's no job I look down on. That's why when I really got hungry for money in the UK, I stopped my 9 to 5. You know, these 9 to 5s don't pay as well as these
self-employed
caretaking jobs. And no, I'm talking about in the UK. When I really wanted to hustle, I decided to do it all. I was like, I'll do it all for as long as it was within the 24 hours. I wanted every hour within that to be paid.
Right.
I was like, I'll do the 9 to 5 and then in the evening I'll do this. And then there's a gap here. What can we do to get paid here?
Right.
Is there a place that can pay to sleep? Seriously, there's things like that. There's jobs that you just sign in, people take their medication, you monitor, and you're paid to sleep there. So for me, when it comes to work, so when to answer your question about farming and luxury, for me, I'm just not looking at the luxury part of it. I'm not looking at the messy part of it. I'm looking at, are we making money? Yes, we carry on with the farm. Is it making money? Like, does it make sense? And to me, farming is a no-brainer because eggs are something that can never, like the demand will always be there. Schools need eggs, bakeries need eggs, hotels need eggs, and the market is still not supplying enough, you know? And even other countries want eggs from Uganda, you know? Because the guy I used to sell to eggs then, he would be buying eggs from me wholesale and he takes it to Sudan. So it's just a no-brainer. Like, it's not something I'll be like, oh my God, so I'm this person here. No. I'm still the same person. Because if there's money, call me.
Talk to me about working with Michael. Michael is your business. You work business together. How is it like? How has it been working with him?
I wouldn't say we're working together. We have there's a line with farming. I'm 51% shareholder on paper, but technically it's his baby and it's something that he fell in love with by talking to me. So I made him fall in love with farming. When we met, literally in our first date, second date, all I was going on about was, you know, farming, and he could understand. So I made him fall in love with farming and he has understood it and he's in love with it. And even he is now teaching me about things like ways we can be saving money, you know, better ways of getting rid of manure. And like, he has made it his baby. So it's kind of he's more hands-on when it comes to the farm. I'll always be there as well, just to guide him, make sure they don't, steal money from him, because he's so trusting. To put it that way.
I have that problem too.
He's so trusting when it comes to Ugandans. He'll be like, no, that person, no, I'm sure they can't. I'm like, yes, they can. So he'll always have my help, but it's his baby. And I'll always be there, 100.
Every entrepreneur or every business person has that, what have I got myself into moment? What has been your biggest challenge? And how did you push through?
To be honest, the biggest challenge was COVID. Nothing can ever beat COVID. COVID was so challenging because no one was making, actually, I'm sure there's businesses that made money, that's for sure. But I can only speak for myself. With COVID, we only put money in to recover our businesses. And that's the one time I was like, Lord, anyone without a business right now is doing better off, because they're not cleaning up this mess, They're picking up from that day. I'm literally paying, because the building I'm in, they made us pay all the months we were not working for COVID.
Oh, wow.
And I got comfortable at home. I thought, surely they can't. Surely they did. So yeah, COVID was really challenging, and it taught me a lot. It taught me never to put all my eggs in one basket. That's for sure. Yeah.
I think COVID taught a lot of people. If you never learned something out of COVID, you misused that opportunity of COVID, because that was a challenging time for almost everybody. It was really crazy. What advice would you give to a young woman who wants to build something from scratch, especially in a space like agriculture, where a lot of people think it's male-dominated sector?
Do not let anyone tell you can't do it. And not just that, I'm not even going to give the typical advice. Do not let no man run your business. That's for sure. Like, do not let no one run your business. Understand every part of your business, every part of it. Don't be those people that if you find money, you give to someone to run a project for you. Big mistake. Understand how your business works. Understand every part of it. Do not put money where you don't understand. Ask questions, do whatever it takes, get lawyers, lawyer up. Yeah,
that's good actually.
Be involved, and for as long as you're passionate about what you're doing, no one can play with you. So just know what you're doing, do it yourself if you have to, and don't let anyone tell you don't know what you're doing, because they'll make you feel like fetch to the killing.
Yeah.
Do you speak Luganda?
I do speak Luganda. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can say any Luganda. Also take a yeah, I do speak Luganda.
I was worried. I was like, did he get that? Did he catch that?
No.
Yeah, never let a man make you think, this is too hard. I'll take it from here. Tebakuzunza. Yeah.
That's a good advice.
Do it yourself when you can. When you can. Do the books yourself as well. Yeah. Understand every transaction.
Exactly.
Very important.
Educate yourself about that thing that you're doing. It's better to have all the...
Do not put money in a business you don't understand. Yeah. Don't do it. Yeah.
Let's talk glam for a second. You're now in 3 seasons deep in Kampala Cream. How did this journey start?
Mashallah. Kampala Crème, actually, we were planning, myself and Michael, he was my boyfriend at the time. We had made the decision to move to Uganda. And I remember when we actually got the call, we were on our way to Milan. We were just going to Milan for the weekend, I think for a friend's birthday. And we got the call from Judith Yana. I'll never forget it. I was screaming. I was so excited. I was like, is this happening? Is this my life? I think I remember I told them, bring your cameras now. I'm off to Milan. She was like, does it quite work like that? No. Yeah. She was like, you have to sign a contract. We have to go through a lot of things. But I was so excited when I got the call, and it was the perfect, the timing couldn't have been more perfect, because it happened when we were just coming to Uganda. So for filming to start when we've just moved here, and everything we've done in Uganda has happened on the show, from us house hunting, us settling in our home now, like Michael proposing, and then us doing our traditional, like everything, the entire story of our Uganda, like us settling in Uganda has been on Kampala Crème, and it has been beautiful, honestly.
It's been amazing.
It's a dream. Yeah, being on Kampala Cream is a dream come true. Like, people don't realize how much it has changed and made our life exciting. Like Michael's like, it's made our life so exciting. I love it. I truly love it.
What's something about reality TV that people do not understand or people misunderstand?
Oh, they misunderstand everything. Because I'm telling you, where do I start? Like, when you see people give reviews, I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea. Like, sometimes you see people giving reviews, you're like, this show is fake. This show is, and you're like, oh God, here we go. Like, I wish that person could come on set for an hour, just an hour.
Thank you. A lot of people,
like, just come
they
on
just
set
know
for an
how
hour.
to sit behind their phone and just comment about something they don't have an idea about.
Yeah. But the misconception people have is that we're given a script and we're told to say blah, 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 blah. Ridiculous. Let me tell you, if it was that, it wouldn't be that interesting.
Yeah.
I actually believe if it was scripted, it wouldn't be as interesting as it is.
And I think a lot of people have loved it. People have picked up. Like, I see everybody talking about Kampala Cream. Everybody in Kampala, everybody in Uganda. It's a good show. Everybody loves it.
Praise God for that. Yeah.
Has being on the show changed how people see you or how you see yourself?
Not those that know me, no, not at all. Other people, yes. But I feel like people treat you the way they think basically people think you're this person on the show. So when they see you, they think, oh my God, you have to be that person all the time. Like, if they capture a moment on the show where you're upset with someone, people will think you're always upset. When they forget to realize that's a reality show, they will just capture that moment. But there's other layers to me. I'm happy today, I'm sad today, I'm crying tomorrow, I'm excited tomorrow. Like, there's so much, and they can't get 24 hours, 7 days of my life, because it's not a show about me. It's a show about 5 girls. So I'm not filming every day. They won't capture everything, but they capture the main things that do happen in the chapters of our lives. Yeah. People think we're tougher than we are, yet we're not. We get affected by what people say, but we just get used to it. Yeah.
One thing I've learned, especially about Uganda, is like somebody somewhere is going to have something to say about something. And once you know that,
of course,
even when you do a good thing, there's always one person who is going to say, it's not good, it's bad. There's always going to, even when you do something, you see, oh my God, it's 100% perfect. I did everything I could do in the nicest way. There's always going to be somebody who is going to find something. Say, oh, no, the color is this. He'll find something somewhere. And as long as you get to that.
Can I make you laugh?
Tell me.
So after the show, on the show where Michael bought me the first GLE he got me, and then someone actually contacted the car guy to find out if we're paying in installments or we paid cash. I was like, and I'm like, I think they might need the number of the person he got the house from, because people were now like, are they paying month? Is their house mortgaged or they paid in cash? Does he really, really have all that money? Like, you had all these questions. Like, really?
The world is crazy. But with all that going on, do you ever feel pressure to present a certain image for the cameras, or are you just like, what you see is what you get?
The thing with the reality show, if you pretend, it will show.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for camera, you won't be able to sustain it. And what I love about this season, from what I've seen anyway, because I don't know anything about the other girls' content, but from what I've seen, this show has a way of showing people's true colors. Because obviously you're put in scenarios you wouldn't usually be in. Like, it's so rare to find yourself around certain people, and I don't know. So it tests your patience.
Right. I don't know if I can ask this or like you can answer it. Is there a favorite person on the people you cast with, like on the show? It's like, oh my gosh, I love this person.
Yeah, that I can tell you.
Tell me.
I can tell you that for free. My favorite person on the show is Sheena. She's such a baddie. Like, she's what I've realized I can only be friends with people that are happy with their lives.
Mhm.
Like, you have to be so secure and happy with your own life that, my life doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
First of all, she's she's a great addition to the show because she's herself, she's fun. And what you see on the show is what you see off the show. Like, she doesn't try to be anything she's not,
Mhm.
And we have such great banter. Like, I just love her so much. I have so much fun.
One thing I've noticed, like listening to your interviews or what you speak or listen to you talk, and it's one of the first things you said when you're on the show is like your love for God. How is
Yeah,
that?
100%.
And I know you said you're grounded going to church. Talk to us about your love for God and how it's important in your life.
So I was raised in church, and I have always taught myself to put God first in everything I do, because I don't want anyone to look at my life and think it's my doing or it's da-da-da-da-da. Everything I have is because of God, and I want people to see my life and let it be a testimony that God is great, that God answers prayers, that I just always want people to see that, I've had tough times in my life. I've had times in the UK where I was working 4 jobs, I was away from my child, but because of the grace of God, my life is where it is now. So however much I have a supportive husband, I believe everything I have is because of God. So that never goes without saying.
I always like to hear that when somebody gives the glory back to God of what he has done in their lives. So with businesses and the TV exposure, how do you stay grounded? And what does like a recharge look like for Mommy Deb?
How do I reset?
Yeah, like how do you reset? Like I said, with business and TV exposure and everything that's happening, how do you reset?
Basically, like a chaotic day.
Yeah,
How do I reset?
Yeah.
Nothing resets me like bedtime. Like when I'm putting the kids to bed, it's the most peaceful. One thing I do is I have a lot of nannies, but one thing I make sure I do myself is put the kids to bed myself, and there's nothing more calming than that, like to just, let's say, read a child a story, and guess who falls asleep first? Me. Because I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I was usually so tired, and I usually fall asleep, let's say, before my son. So nothing to me beats that moment.
Mhm.
So
I see.
it's the most special moment of my day. Yeah.
Do you like music?
Yeah, I love music. Have you met me?
What's
I love music.
What's your favorite genre?
Love music. I love Nigerian music.
Okay.
Can't lie. Yeah, I love Nigerian music. My favorite, he's not my favorite artist, but there's a song called Princess Behavior by Bayani.
You like that?
Princess Treatment. It's called Princess Treatment by Bayani. It's so good. It says you deserve I think it says you deserve the finer things in life. You deserve to be, you deserve to be called a queen.
Nice.
Sorry, let me correct it. Reset.
Uh-huh.
Trying to remember the words in the song. He says you deserve the princess treatment, or you're a queen and more. Like, it's like a word of affirmation song. Like when you're driving and you listen to it, and you have this guy telling you you're a queen, you deserve the princess treatment. Like, yeah, I do, don't I?
Yeah.
I do, don't I? Yeah, I love it.
And actually, that will bring me to, what's one thing that people get wrong about you?
Oh, they get a lot of things wrong when it comes to me, but I gave up. I really do. I think people watch on Kampala Cream and assume you're this angry. No, like they have this until you get to really know me. And I'm not bothered for people to get to know me,
Right.
because I feel like those that matter, those around me do know. Like those that know me, No. So I never worry about like wrong perceptions.
Mhm.
Truly, I do not lose sleep over someone that doesn't know me having like a certain perception about me. It's a privilege to know me. Everyone should feel that way. Like everyone should feel like it's a privilege to know the real me. And not everyone has access to get to know the real me. Not everyone needs to know that I'm soft. Not everyone needs to know that, I'm emotional. Not everyone needs to know that I love hard. Like when I love like a fool. Not even full. So yeah. There's a lot of wrong perceptions about me. I think the wrong perceptions are the ones on the show. Like people think I'm this girl that brags to a point that on the show we gave it a name, like I'm braggadocious. Like people think this chick can brag, but it's a reality show. It's about luxury.
Right.
It's about who cares. Not on a show like Kampala Cream. People don't want to hear sad stories 24 hours, 7 days a week. I would love for people to separate and understand sometimes. So this is a reality show. It's real, but at the end of the day, you find yourself bragging a little more
Mhm.
than you would. Exactly.
Exactly.
Because it's entertaining. Yeah. So that's the perception people tend to have about me. Like, oh my God, this girl can brag. But I'm a humble soul. Though, it's entertaining to do, mention, oh, my 5-carat diamond. And like people take that, oh my God, why is she showing us her diamond? I'm like, but it is 5 carats,
I love that.
So this braggadocious, yeah. So people have that, like, oh my God. But yet, if you meet me on a date today, I'm not that braggadocious.
That brings me to the other question I want to ask you. When the cameras are off and the grammar is off, who is Mommy Deb?
Mommy Deb is still Mommy Deb. It's only because it depends on who I'm speaking to. What you see on the show is actually what I am. It's only because it depends on who I'm speaking to.
Right.
So if I'm with my husband, we're laughing, we're bantering. If I'm with the kids, we're laughing, bantering. If I'm with these girls on the show, you get a very different side of me because of what they're saying to me as well. So hence why I say I love filming with Sheena, because she brings out that funny side of me,
Mhm.
the UK banter, as we call it. So I'm still Mommy Deb. Like, Mommy Deb is a nice, humble chick that is hardworking, puts God first, braggadocious, it gets on people's nerves.
I love that.
But it's all banter. It's all banter. It shocks some, it makes some laugh. Who cares?
That's how people, and that's why I like Sabrina's show. It's never that serious. Like some people take things
It's
way
never
too
that
serious. Like,
People take it too serious. I'm like, guys, at the end of the day, we're just here to have a good time.
like life, life is so hard. We just want to have a good time, laugh, and oh my God.
You can clearly tell I love to just have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Like, let's just laugh about it.
For sure. Let's look ahead a little bit. What's next for you? Are you seeing any expansion, new ventures, maybe a spin-off show? Anything?
When it comes to like TV and entertainment and reality shows, I didn't ask for this. I think it kind of just fell on my lap. So I feel like anything that comes next, I just want it to also fall on my lap. I don't know how to, God put me in the right place at the right time. And I feel like anything that could grow from it, only God knows. But I'm not one to seek and look for things like that. When it comes to blessings like that, I wouldn't look for them. But when it comes to business, that's a whole different conversation. So I want the bougie clothing line. I want to actually do an actual bougie clothing line.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to design my own clothes. I want to go more into couture. When it comes to business, I have a vision board. But when it comes to like reality shows, because I do it for fun, not even just for fun, you're getting paid to live your life on camera. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. So I would love to, like I said before, I would love to do like more South African shows where they bring different girls from different parts of the world. And, you know, we do like a week in Bali or something. So for that, yeah. But when it comes to business, I want our farm to grow. I want Boujee to grow. I want Boujee everywhere in the world. Yeah. So business, I have a vision. This, whatever God decides.
Whatever God decides.
And even that with God, whatever God decides for business as well, of course.
Yeah. What kind of legacy do you want to build here? Not just for you, but for young girl watching your journey who looks up to you.
This, I actually have the answer to. I want to normalize healthy marriages. Like, I want people to stop this narrative of all men cheat, all women are after money. I want people to I pray we start a generation where people believe that two people can be in love and it grows and it can win. Like, love can win. You can actually be with someone and you're both faithful and it grows. And then I also want to normalize girls working for what they want. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to come and give you the world. If you want something, you go and work and get it. And work does not mean losing your integrity, you know? Work means do something that would not only just make your parents proud, but you can look your daughter one day in the eye and be so proud of what you've done, you know? So, and stop this thing of girls being lazy to work and expecting a rich man to come and save you. Even rich men don't want broke girls.
That's true. That's fact.
For some anyway, I don't know. If they want to wife you, no one wants a lazy wife, honestly. If you've worked for your wealth, why would you bring someone that doesn't know how to look after wealth, doesn't know how to work a day in her life, you know?
That's true.
So I want to change that narrative of healthy marriages, genuine love, girls that work hard for what they want. Not every girl has to be on the internet being flued out or flued in or whatever they call it. So yeah.
That is good. And that takes us to our next and final segment. This is where I bring out this or that was supposed to be at the beginning. This
at
or that.
At the beginning, I love that.
You're just going to pick one answer. You can explain it or you don't have to explain it. Here, it's all up to you.
Okay.
You say, okay, I can explain to that.
Okay. Okay.
I ask you two things, you pick one, and then you explain why that, or you don't have to. This or that. The first one. Heels or sneakers?
Heels.
Is there a reason for that or not?
It used to be the other way around in the UK, but sneakers are too hot in this temperature. And I like to be free, yeah.
Farm life or city night?
City life all day, every day. No, yeah. City life all day, every day, yeah.
Reality TV or real peace and quiet?
Reality TV, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Who wants peace?
You want problems?
Quiet. No, I don't want problems. I just don't want a boring life.
No, I just remember, I think it's a reel on Instagram. It said, we don't want peace. We want problems.
We want problems. Let me tell you something. When people say, I don't want peace, who would have thought, with the way I built Boujee and the brand and everything, when I started, when I came on the show, and people were like, a few acquaintances were like, oh my God, you're going to be on a show with Zahara Toto. Because in Uganda, she has like this perception. She has this reputation of very fiery and very da-da-da. But let me tell you, it made me realize maybe I am very daring because we're like oil and water, but we have a love and hate relationship. She's very fiery. I'm a bit fiery. She has no limits. I think I have limits. And then sometimes I don't. So I don't know. Life is for the exciting. Life is for living.
Yeah.
And here I am on a show with Zahara Toto, who one day is abusing me, next day she likes me, next day. But at the end of the day I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But it's not always fun because sometimes the things she does say, upset you. You go home and cry. then you put your big panties on and you come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, life. Who wants peace? Who wants peace? Yeah.
UK breakfast or Ugandan Rolex?
Ooh, UK breakfast all day, every day. I'm an English breakfast girl. I can actually have English breakfast as my only meal and I'll be happy. I'm not a great fan of Rolex.
Yeah. What's your favorite food in Uganda?
My favorite food in Uganda, matoke with goat's meat and cabbage and avocado.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
bit
cabbage.
of
I like
chinyebwa
avocado.
on the side.
Yeah.
Oh, and puta, that puta thing.
Mumputa.
Oh my gosh. It's so filling and so healthy and so juicy.
Yeah. The final one.
Mm-hmm.
Boardroom boss or red carpet diva?
Red carpet diva. What am I doing in the boardroom? Yeah, give me red carpet, hair,
Every
makeup, glam, dress. Every day.
Every day, any day.
Where's my shirt?
Yeah.
All day, every day. I'll be in the boardroom to collect my check. Don't get me wrong.
I love that.
I'll come collect and then run to the,
The red carpet.
red carpet. Yeah.
I got final three. These are questions I ask everybody who comes to my podcast. What's a life lesson you've learned in life to this point?
God is everything.
That's a good one. God is everything.
Yeah.
What gets you excited about life?
Winning.
Yeah, winning is always good.
Yeah. Winning. It's nice to win. Mhm.
Final and signature question. Who would you like to see on this podcast next as a guest? And you'll help me get that person here.
Sheena home.
Yeah, let's go.
Bring Sheena. She's a baddie.
She's a baddie. Okay. This has been such a vibe. I love how open you've been, intentional, and how real you've been. Like for anyone who wants to connect and support your business, the Boujee, just keep us up with what you're doing and where should they find. I know you say it's just a mentee, but you can talk about everything, like how people want to connect.
So it's Crane Plaza, Chiseme. So Crane Plaza, the building is called Crane Plaza, and we're on the ground floor, G13 and G14. Chisementi opposite Akashamo. We're open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then we have our Instagram page, which is bougie.ug, which is BOUJEE.UG. And yeah, if you want to book me as well for a brand ambassador for like the Zhuzh of the Zhuzh brands, contact my Mommy Deb management.
Yeah.
But make sure you have a proper rate card that, speaks volumes. Yeah. That's jokes, I'm joking. I'm playing. No, I'm joking. That part I'm joking. I'm just being silly.
No, it's fun.
Yeah,
I love
Don't book me. Look at Ruth. Ruth is so confused. She's like, my PA Ruth is here. She's so confused. She's like, did you just say don't book me? And I was like, no, it's just the whole book me thing. I was joking. It was just banter. Yeah. Because you say book me and then random people book you to advertise sunglasses. I'm like, no, not my lane. So I'm joking. That part you don't need. We'll just stick to the bougie part.
Anyway, being real, it's been amazing having a conversation with you and like just getting to learn about you, and hopefully my audience and the people who are going to watch this on YouTube will learn something for the young girls who are into like business. Yeah, it's been exciting.
Okay. Can I give a shout out?
Let's give a shout out.
I give a shout out to my husband, Michael. Hi, baby.
Actually, let's talk about Michael a little bit. Just tell me about Michael. How?
I thought we're done. Wait, what? What do you want to know? I'll just give it a shout out.
I watched your show with the Romantic Mochiga, that segment where you came with him actually on that show with Michael. Just tell us about how you met him and how life has been with him.
But everyone knows how I met him. No, Michael's a nice guy. Let me tell you, Michael did something on the show this season that dropped my jaw. Like, I can't even spoil content and say what he did, but there's something I manifested, and I remember I said it before, and every woman on the internet was like, are you serious? No man can do that, blah, 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 blah. My husband shut him up.
Yeah.
So he's a good man. He's unreal. That's the word to describe Michael. He's unreal. I've never met a man that makes you feel like you are the most important person in his life. Like I've never questioned that with Michael. I've never questioned, where do I stand? No. You know how these men can make you, sorry, I'm speaking to a man.
No, go ahead.
You know how these
Just go ahead. Don't worry about
No, but
me.
you know how men can make you feel like, where do I stand? You know, where do we, like, where are we going? With Mike, I've never questioned, you know, if he loves me. I've never questioned if we have a future. Like I've never questioned, because everything around him or everything he does, he really shows you that you come first. I've never felt threatened. Like I've never felt like my position in his life is threatened. Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't want to bore you about where we met. We met in the UK, you know? It's like a boring story. It's nothing exciting about it.
Have you had to deal with like interracial marriage, like the kind of marriage that is different from the norm? Have you had to deal with some of that?
I think the only time where race comes in is explaining like the culture stuff to him. That I get tired of. Like explaining to him like, oh, when we go here, we have to take something. He's like, why? They're grown people. That's the only time I feel like when explaining certain things. So sometimes because I don't want to explain, I just do certain things. Like I'll pay for things without him knowing. I'll just look after things so that I don't have to go through that whole explaining. But when it comes to race, I don't think race has affected our relationship in any way. Because when I see him, I don't see white.
How about from outside? Like now from
outside, I actually hear it from people where they're like, oh, you're dating a Mzungu who's older. Age, race, nothing phases me and us. And people are worried about it. But for me, I'm not bothered, honestly. Right. Like, I married him because of the kind of human being he is. Like, Michael has a good heart. Like, he's such a good person to me. I make that very clear. To me. He's the nicest human being to me. Because the way he makes me feel is amazing. Like he doesn't limit what he does for me and my children and my family. Like, and I'm naturally a very generous person. So I actually always tell people that, you know how I've always been like so generous my whole life? Everyone that never repaid me, God paid me back 10 times more through Michael. Yeah. That's why I don't hold back when it comes to that being generous, because I feel like with God, you give and you get 10 times more. So never hold back when it comes to giving. Never hold back. If your heart is, you feel convicted to help someone, do it, because God blesses you 10 times more for helping his children. So for Michael, that's why I always tell Michael, I was like, believe it or not, you will never want nothing. Like there's nothing in this world you will desire and God won't give it to you because of how generous you've been to me and my children and my family, you know.
No, that's really dope. And like the way you put it. I'm glad we've had this segment about Michael, because I was like, we touched on him a little
bit.
He's
a huge part of me.
Yeah, we didn't really give a segment. So shout out to Michael and showing that there are good men out there. Because I mean, like you were saying, like a lot of people, like especially in Kampala, like I've had podcasts here where we talk about dating in Kampala. You host a chick here, she's crying. Banango Musaji. The guy is also crying. Banango, this girl.
Ugandan men will make you cry. The streets I hear are cold. That's why Gumajoli.
One person said, the Kenyan men, like if you've dated a Kenyan man, Uganda is a breeze. Actually, those are her quotes, her words. She's Kenyan.
Really?
That's what she said. That she'll say. But I think it depends on a person. It's going to be like that everywhere, whether you go to America, Uganda, Kenya.
It always depends on a person. The reason I say that is because even my husband, he wasn't like, even he tells me that in his past, like after his marriage, he dated. But these are women he didn't take serious. He's only like that he was only like that with me. So even the perfect, amazing husband I'm seeing, he only changed for me because of who I was and the standards I had. I was like, no. So I think every man has it in him to be I don't want to use the word PIG, or to be an amazing person, but it just depends on the right woman. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it depends on, it depends on a man will change for the right woman, 100%.
I agree with that.
You can be a perfect girl. You can be holier than thou. And then you'll meet a man and he'll treat you so bad. He'll treat you so bad. You'll question yourself, your self-esteem, everything.
Hey there, my name is Bonnie Chibuka, the podcast host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching and listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave a feedback on this podcast because that's how we grow. Thank you very much and be blessed.
Hi guys, I'm Deborah Cleve, also known as Mommy Deb. I've been hosted on the Ugandan Boy podcast. I can't wait for you guys to tune in. It's been so juicy. We've literally talked everything from marriage to Kampala Crème to business to life in the UK versus life in Uganda to dating life. That was a long time ago, but we've talked about it. So yeah, make sure you tune in. Bye.